Happy Father's Day to all of my dads out there. I hope you guys are enjoying your Father's Day weekend. I was fortunate enough to be raised by the best father that a child could ask for. Took my dad out to lunch today for Father's Day. Spent yesterday with my girlfriend's dad, who is another great man. You guys have the most important job. You don't get enough credit for what you do. It seems we as a culture, we spend a lot of time talking about the deadbeat dads, the dudes that are not around for their kids. I don't feel like we spend enough time talking about the millions of real fathers. You know why Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan? He had a great father. His freshman year of high school, Michael Jordan was going down the wrong path. He was getting in trouble. I think he got suspended 3 or 4 times his freshman year. That summer going into his sophomore year, his dad told him, you keep doing what you're doing, you can kiss sports goodbye. I'm not going to allow you to play for one, and no one is going to want you anyway because colleges, they don't recruit troublemakers. That was all Michael Jordan needed to hear. He ended up straightening his life out. The rest is history. Who knows if that would have happened if he didn't have the guidance of his father. So happy Father's Day to all the real fathers out there. Keep doing what you're doing. On a regular basis, I get asked about the criticism that I receive sometimes doing what I do here on the channel. I was eating lunch with one of my friends last week, and he asked me, he was like, how do you deal with people criticizing you sometimes? I'll receive emails from viewers sending me screenshots of nasty comments. There's this one dude, I think his name's Matthew something. This dude comments like 3-4 times on every single video. KC's coming out of the closet. KC is Alex Jones. KC is gay. KC is racist. You know, the typical bullshit. Someone asked me this weekend, why don't you just block people like that? Doesn't it bother you? No, it doesn't bother me. I don't care. Matter of fact, sometimes I find myself laughing at some of the comments that are making fun of me. I think they're funny. I cannot sit here and make fun of people and then get mad when they make fun of me. It just doesn't seem right. From my perspective, it's all in good fun. None of it has any malice behind it. Besides obvious spam accounts that make their way through the YouTube filter, I have never blocked anyone from commenting on this channel. It would be completely hypocritical of me. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. Hell, I don't even care when they get nasty about it. The way I see it, you have every right to voice your opinion in my comments section without being blocked for it. Now, unfortunately, this concept is not shared by the woke shitfucks. It's not shared by the mainstream media. It's not shared by certain people in the federal government. The same people preaching about diversity, equity, and inclusion. These are the same people that are divisive. They're exclusive instead of inclusive. Equity is only practiced when you fall into 100% compliance and agreement with them. Let me show you some of the hypocrisy that I'm talking about when it comes to dissenting opinions not being allowed. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I would not even call what Jack Del Rio said an opinion. All he did was ask a fucking question. This one sentence makes this entire statement from Ron Rivera hypocritical woke bullshit. He has the right to voice his opinion. It most certainly is his constitutional right to do so. Bull fucking shit. You punished him for exercising his constitutional right. If Ron Rivera and the Washington Redskins really believed what they just wrote, they would not have fined Jack Del Rio $100,000 for asking a question. KC, you are not allowed to say Redskins. That's racist. Well, it wasn't racist for 88 years. Go fuck yourself. That term racist, it's lost all meaning. And while I'm thinking about it, I want to give credit to Warren Sapp real quick. He publicly defended John Gruden in an interview with Vlad TV. John Gruden, as you guys know, he was the latest victim of mythical racism in the NFL last season. Warren Sapp told Vlad TV, you're not going to call my coach racist. And that is exactly what we need. More people like Warren Sapp speaking out against this stupidity. We don't get that from Dan Snyder and the Washington Redskins. No. They held Jack Del Rio down and allowed the woke bus to drive right over him. Well, KC, who drives the woke bus? That job's been given to Jemele Hill. Her media career has become non-existent. Jemele Hill is completely irrelevant. Her job now is to create mythical racism and drive the woke bus over the victims. And that Jemele Hill, she is a damn good bus driver. She even customized the bus with a nice cucumber for shifting gears. As you saw in that statement from Ron Rivera, and from every report damn near in the mainstream media, you are not allowed to equate January 6th to the Black Lives Matter riots in 2020. Now, I kind of partially agree with this notion. These two events are not equal. The riots in 2020, they were far more damaging, killed far more people, hurt far more innocent victims than the riot on January 6th. Now, of course, the woke media, they claim they're not equal because black people were rioting in 2020 and white people were rioting January 6th. This is complete bullshit. It was white people both times. But facts and logic, they are hard concepts to grasp for graduates of woke U. Bill Maher. Bill Maher is one of the very, very few remaining Democrats that actually gets it. Bill Maher's the voice of reason for a party that has completely abandoned any and all reason. I don't always agree with Bill Maher. He has strong opinions on my generation millennials. Some I agree with, some I don't. Bill Maher claims millennials are not ready to run the country, to take over the reins from the baby boomers and Gen Xers. Now, I couldn't disagree more. Have you seen the people running our country? Rachel Levine, cackling Kamala, Nancy I can't move my face Pelosi. We have people running the country more concerned about your sexual preference than your qualifications to work in the federal government. Do they advertise their proper pronouns? They're hired. Are they proficient in butt bongo? Of course they are. Last night we introduced them to the cucumber. They're hired. Will she make the first openly gay, black, French vanilla, Native American, Ethiopian, white-hating press secretary? Why, yes, she will. She's hired. Oh, and I can't forget this guy. I have never seen a more perfect analogy for the state of the country than what I saw yesterday morning. The last I checked, this guy damn sure ain't a millennial. This is the current state of America. Does that not perfectly encapsulate where we currently are as a nation? We have a fucking president that literally falls down standing up. My 5-year-old nephew can ride a bike without falling down. Joe Biden can't even stand on the damn bike without busting his ass. This is why I don't agree with Bill Maher about millennials not being ready to take over. Things can't get any worse. However, I do find myself agreeing with him more and more lately. Friday night, Bill Maher defended Jack Del Rio. This is what social justice warriors call a violation of the woke commandments. Commandment number 5 states, you are not allowed to have an opinion that differs from what we tell you. Bill Maher doesn't give a fuck about the woke commandments. Now, even though he doesn't agree with the opinion of Jack Del Rio, he defends his right to have an opinion. Watch for yourself.
There was a football coach, his name is Jack Del Rio, okay? And he called the January 6th riot a dust-up. Now, this is a very common view that he has. I would like to, if I could talk to Mr. Del Rio, I think I could probably, hopefully convince him a little bit that it was more than a dust-up. He also compares it a lot to the 2020 protests that were going on after the George Floyd murder. Okay, I think I could also convince him there are really important differences between those two things, and actually the attack on the Capitol was worse. Nevertheless, he has a right to be wrong.
Yes.
In America, you have the right to be wrong.
Yeah.
They fined him, the team fined him $100,000 for this opinion. Fining people for an opinion. I am not down with that.
This is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it used to be. I actually feel bad for the generation that's growing up behind us, millennials. This is going to be the first generation in American history that was raised to watch what you say. Be careful about what you say. There has never been more censorship on speech than what we're dealing with today. People are afraid to speak, not only because they're afraid of offending some useless shitfuck, but because they're afraid someone's going to disagree and it's going to start an argument. If you say transgender boys should not be playing sports with girls, they label you transphobic. If you say Tran Dan shouldn't be using the bathroom with little Tina, they accuse you of violating transgender rights. What the hell happened to the rights of the other 99% of the country? Why are we being forced to accommodate 0.7% of the population? When you make up that small of a portion of the overall population, you conform to our standards, not the other way around. Bill Maher's absolutely right. In this country, you have the right to be wrong. I think Jack Del Rio was absolutely right in what he was saying, comparing January 6th to the summer of 2020. I think he was right. Bill Maher thinks he was wrong. You might think Jack Del Rio's wrong. That's okay. We can agree to disagree. But there's a small segment of the population, you can call them identifiers, call them social justice warriors, call them woke. I wish we could call the airlines and book them a one-way ticket to China where they belong. These people believe they're the only ones who have a right to speak. The rest of us, we're expected to conform to their rules. I don't have a problem with black people celebrating Juneteenth. If that's a special day for you and your family, enjoy it with your friends and family. But don't call me racist because Juneteenth is just another day on the calendar to me. I don't have a problem with people who identify as letters in the alphabet turning the month of June into woke Christmas. Do your thing. But don't label me homophobic because I refuse to taste your rainbow. These people shove their lifestyle in our faces with the expectation that we're not only supposed to be accepting of it, but we're also supposed to be supportive. Take down that American flag. Fly this rainbow flag. Promote Juneteenth on your social media. This is not a racial thing either. It's not even an LGBT issue. The people behind the scenes pushing this shit, most of them aren't black or LGBT. They're power-hungry politicians using these minority communities to keep the country divided. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, keeping the country divided so they can maintain their power and control. But let me know what you think. Bill Maher defends Jack Del Rio even though he disagrees with him. Isn't that what America's all about? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.